Hey everyone, how you guys doing? Grugs here, Legion Tactical Cutlery. Welcome back once again, troops, Legionnaires, and any new recruits to another Legion premiere. And today we're going to be showcasing the Sitivien ST28 combat knife in N690 steel. This is a 7mm thick beast. Pretty nice blade. What is everybody carrying? Well, today I am carrying my Gia Brother frame lock Tonto. I know it's a clone of some knife, and somebody has told me the name of that company, but I don't know, I forgot, so it doesn't matter. Pretty nice blade. Took this to the pool yesterday. Let me all know what you guys are carrying. Awesome. Let's go over quick specs, and then we will show you this pretty cool blade. Once again, this is the Sitivien ST28 combat knife. Overall length is 12.52 inch. Blade length, 7.32 inch. Blade steel, N690. Blade thickness, 7mm. Blade hardness is 59 to 61 HRC. Blade width is 1.81 inch. Handle length, 5.2 inch. Handle thickness, 1.02 inch. Handle material, black G10 with red liners. Knife weight is 19.07 ounce. And with the sheath, it's 24.21 ounce. And features full Tang, an option for a lanyard hole, Kydex Sheath, and a tech lock. All right, great. Now that I've got that out of the way, let's take a look at this blade. All right, I know that a lot of you, including myself, is really going to enjoy the idea of this flat ground blade. Has a swedge over here for penetration, but that's a nice flat ground blade right there. Front heavy, really nice, man. Really nice, very impressive for me. All right, check that out. It's got plenty of jimping over here. Secondary bevel is done nice. The CNC machining of this blade is fantastic. All right, and you can see the jimping over there. This should be fine with scraping, so when the time comes, we will test that out. I love the clip. I just love the clip. I just love the look of this, period. All right, so there is a generous sharpening choil that will also act as a finger choil. I know some of you don't like that, but this is the way they made the knife, so I like it. I appreciate a finger choil. So this is right for me. And if it's not right for you, well, listen, there's plenty of other knives out there for you to choose from. Nice guard. Okay, it's also integrated into the full Tang, but I like the way they did the handle. The G10 handle, they flared it out a little bit. And you can see the red liners there. Full Tang goodness, look how thick that is. You could see the contours of the G10 scales. And that thick stock, man, geez, that is insane. But nicely done, nicely contoured. Removable scales. Very nice, man, very nice. Protruding Tang, lanyard hole. And you can see that everything is nice and flush with this one. I'm going to give it a 99.9% fit and finish on this awesome blade. So let's see in the handle how it fits. Okay, for me, it fits pretty good. You could see, you could just feel how good that is. Like the contouring. Let's do this way. That looks pretty good. And now let me do the reverse grip. That feels pretty good, no hot spots. So even if you don't take this out into a combat zone, right, you can take it out for hunting. It's a big knife. You know, if people are interested in something a little bit bigger out in the field instead of some of the smaller knives, you might enjoy something like this. Very, very nice, man. Just want to make sure everybody gets a good look at this one. And you can see the logos right there. Small fonts, nothing too big. ST28 N690 Steel. And then you have the Sitivien logo on this side. Man, it's an impressive blade. It's an impressive blade. It's heavy too, you know. It's definitely, you know, it's over a pound, obviously. It's almost, 22 ounces. It's a hefty blade, 7 millimeters thick. I know some of you had mentioned in some of the comments that you would have liked to have seen this in a 4 millimeter. Who knows? Maybe they'll make something like that. But I appreciate thick stock type knives, man. Look how thick that is towards the end. Is it hollow on the center? I don't know. You know, I don't want to open it up myself, but there's probably some holes here. Lighten it up a little bit. It is nice front heavy. I could feel it when I'm doing a little bit of swinging. God, I am really impressed with this blade. It screams combat to me, man. I think a soldier, sailor, marine, airman in the Air Force, I think they'd be okay with this knife, you know, if they wanted something, you know, for survival out in the field. Pretty cool. It is heavy, you know, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at the sheath. Sheath is really nice, high quality sheath right here. No thumb ramp though, man. There's a little bit here. Let me see. Let me show you. There's this little portion right over here. However, if they would have made a thumb ramp, man, oh boy, this would have been aces. Okay. Taco style rivet holes. Plenty of drainage holes. And it has the tech lock, and as always, I'm always going to say it, I kind of wish they had the, you know, nylon belt loop with Kydex piece. That could have been ambidextrous, however. This works, and it works well. Let me open it up for everybody. And you can adjust these tabs to the size of belt that you're wearing for the day. Or you could remove them completely. Fit it in a, you know, a little bit larger belt, wider belt. Upright or scout carry is possible with something like this. However, it is pretty heavy, so I'm not sure how the scout carry is going to feel. It still can be done, you know, or what you could do is you could buy a third-party option. Remove this, put belt loop here, depending on how you like to carry your knife, or whatever other option that you want to mount on your vest, on your belt, on your backpack, what have you, you know. Maybe you want to buy a little pouch over here and secure a pouch for a fire kit or first aid kit. But yeah, I mean, this is a very nice high quality sheath. Let's pop the knife in. A little bit of a rattle, up and down play, just a little bit. Retention's okay, although you hear that noise, right? You heard that noise in the background. Again, it could just be my knife with this sheath, all right? And, you know, as always, let me remind you, if you are not happy with your knife, I mean, there's no harm in sending it back for a replacement, or you try and fix it yourself, you know what I mean? This would probably use it, you know, could use some heat treatment, you know, for the Kydex, make it a little bit tighter. Heat gun maybe, or blow dryer of some sort, you know, should work. But a very nice setup. Nonetheless, man, So very, very nice. Just put that down there. I love this knife, man. Wow. This is nice. I can't wait to test it out. Simple box from Sitivien. All right, this one didn't come damaged, thank God. It has that little logo. And you can see Sitivien ST28 fixed blade, made in China. So far, I don't know. I haven't experienced anything with the tariffs yet. I haven't seen any differences. Maybe a couple of dollars more here and there, but I think since Sitivien has become very popular with their knives, maybe they added another $5 or so, maybe. I have no idea if that has anything to do with the tariffs, but this is the box, and inside came that cleaning sheath, and let's see, hold on a second, I have it here somewhere. Well, it was bubble wrap. There was some bubble wrap in here. I don't know what I did with it. Oh, here it is. There we go. So that's it. Very simple. So for those who are collectors and like to store their knives in boxes for possible resale later, or if you're a user and you want to store your knife back in its box, there you go. Now look, I don't know how many of you out there, I think the resale value will go skyrocketing with these knives. They don't. I mean, every time I buy these type of knives, I really don't expect to sell them for more than what I paid for. And if they're used, obviously, you're gonna sell them for a little bit less. I had some guy complain about, I had a subscriber say that Sitivien is, up and coming, and that they're one of the competitors out there in the field. And I agree, man. I think that Sitivien is a competitor out there, and they're holding their own. But then, one guy was like, well, they'll never hold their value. Well, you know what? Who cares, man? Who cares? These are users, okay? We're not talking about, I don't know, Rockstead knives, you know what I mean? That may hold their value and nobody will use them and put them in their drawer. These are users, man. They're users, okay? So what? You lose $5, $10, $15 on these knives if you want to sell them. But why would you sell them? They're so cheap. Why would you sell them? No reason for you to sell them, So you keep them in your drawer, give them to your kid, give them away, whatever it is that you want. All right, that's enough of that. Let's take a quick look at sharpness. Very sharp out of the box. I've got a nice little piece of wood here. All right, I don't want to make too much of a mess over here, but I made a couple of shorts. You could see. So I was sitting in my garage, making feather sticks. There's a whole bunch of feather sticks in those shorts from different knives. And, one of the knives is this one right here, but very sharp blade out of the box, So you don't have to worry about the sharpness of these knives. Every Sitivien that I have received and showed you, now this is the knives that I received. Every Sitivien that I've received and showed you has come sharp. If you get a knife that's not sharp or you think it's dull, send it back for a replacement. Some of these companies have some quality control issues. Even the expensive companies have some quality control issues, and I could prove it. Bark River's had their issues. Although you could send it back to Bark River and they'll fix it. You're paying a ton of money for a company like that. And I've heard many people complain about their quality control. I think, in my opinion, every company can have some kind of quality control issue. It's how they handle it. Now, if you have a quality control issue with your knife, you have a couple options, right? You could either sharpen it yourself, okay? Or you send it back and you see if you can get another one. If you get another one and it's still the same, I can understand your frustration. And if you want your money back, then, that's your right. That's your prerogative. All right, so that's enough about that. All right, troops, listen. I hope you enjoyed this. Let's take one more look at this beast right here. Beautiful blade, man. Just beautiful. I love that clip point. I love the swedge and the clip point. I think probably one of their best looking knives. And I like quite a few of Sitivien's knives, but wow, just awesome. Very nice, troops. It's very nice. And once again, this is the handle. A very comfortable handle. All right. Nicely contoured, the scales. So pretty good. Pretty nice, man. I'm very excited to show everybody, and I can't wait to eventually test this out. Troops, Legionnaires, new recruits, as always, thanks a lot for taking your time to check this out. Let me bring awareness, everybody. Hashtag 22 a day. Hashtag 22 a day no more. There are veterans in active military. Once they get out of the service, they do face a lot of challenges, and unfortunately one of these challenges is suicide. So when we're done here, go check out the comments section, description section, okay? There'll be phone numbers that you can call and websites that you can go check out. Also, a heartfelt message from one of your own, Martin Miller, Vietnam veteran, 66 to 69. He's been there, he's done that. He has gone through what you might be going through. Please seek the help that you all have earned and deserve. Troops, Legionnaires, and new recruits, thanks again. Thanks to Sitivien for sending this knife to me. Really appreciate you guys. At the ready, troops. Hold the line. Take care.